In the face of hardship, you have shown unmatched strength. You rise each morning despite the weight of uncertainty and continue to hustle with faith in your heart. Nigeria may test your patience, but it can never break your spirit. Remember, the road may be rough, but your dreams are still valid. Greatness often grows in the soil of struggle. Keep your head high, your heart open, and your hope alive. The change we seek begins with our resilience, our unity, and our refusal to give up. You are not alone in this. A brighter day is possible, and it starts with you. Stay strong, stay proud, and keep moving forward. It's on that note I welcome you to Press Drive on I-FLIER 103.3 FM Ibadan, the perfect choice station for the high flyers. I begin, and I know that Nigerians, you are very strong people. You have the resilience, you have the power to decide what happens to you. In spite of what is happening in the country, you still remain steadfast in your faith, unwavering, steady, and holding on to that which you believe in. Keep striving. Keep doing it. Yes, Nigeria will be great again. But if Nigeria must be great, it begins with you, it begins with me. Do not mind what is happening up there. Let's settle where we are at the moment. Ensure that you are doing your bit, contributing your own quota to the development of Nigeria in your own little way. Wherever you go, represent yourself, your family, and your country in your own little way. Don't dump refuse in the waterways. Don't be a people where you just destroy the things that people build. Don't dump refuse on those pedestrian. We have the pedestrian across. In the median. The median of the roads, we see all those refuse dumps all over. I was just coming from somewhere and I saw someone threw it. That was on Sunday. We're driving to church. And I saw someone just threw a refuse, dumped it in the median of the road. It wasn't nice to see such happen. And then we blame the government for everything. They are not doing well. The Ibadan is dirty. This place is dirty. But you are the ones contributing to it. Let's desist from this such act. Let's be good citizens. Get yourself a good place to dump your refuse. And let's be careful how we burn our refuse, because it might, escalate. Sometimes it escalates to burn houses. And that's why we have seen some houses being burnt down, because somebody was careless about burning refuse. Let's be careful about this. Don't forget that we have been warned by NEMA that there could be a possible flooding across the state, about 31 states in the country, of which Oyo State is not an exception. So we have to do all we can to ensure that flooding does not sweep us away. My name is SAMSON OMOTOSHO. The program is Press Drive, and you're welcome once again. Let's do this. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Oyo State, Ibadan. Welcome. So this morning, welcome once again. I'm going to go through some of our dailies this morning. Whatever is happening in the news, we're going to be giving you bit by bit. And of course, when the time is right, I'm going to open the phone lines for you to join the conversation and see what we do. We have several dailies in front of me. We're going to be looking at it this morning. So welcome once again. Let me start with the Nigerian Tribune. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, 51 feared killed in fresh Plateau attack. Killings in Benue, Plateau, of course, the Plateau State genocidal war That's come from MBF, who is speaking here. Well, resolve on the underlying communal issues in your area, Tinubu tells the Plateau governor. And of course, we could also see on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune, Nigeria must pursue 10% GDP growth to achieve $1 trillion economy by 2030. That's coming from the GMD of UBA. Also, on page 6 of the Nigerian Tribune, solar, Nigeria spent 200 billion naira on importation of panels. That's coming from REAMD. All right, he's speaking there concerning solar. Also, PDP governor says no to collision. Dump Ayaw Ude Okoye. On page 15, named Deputy National Secretary in acting capacity, vow to support Fubara till the end. Also, party to hold national convention in Kano late August. We can also see 300 million naira hosting rides. River State's donation was a gift. That's a response to the sole administrator in River State telling the NBA to refund the money given to them. All right, so the NBA has responded, says 300 million naira hosting rights. River State's donation was a gift. Okay, so that's the much we'll be able to take on the Nigerian Tribune. Let's move on to other newspaper making the rounds. Alright, so moving on to the Daily Times newspaper. Nigeria targets top 80 on Global Human Capital Index by 2030. That's coming from the federal government on page 2 of the Daily Times. VC Federal Varsity Oyekiti suspended over sexual harassment allegations. VC Federal Varsity Oyekiti suspended over sexual harassment allegations. On page 11 of the Daily Times, you get to find that story. 2027 election may be a huge joke if Edo Tribunal ruling is not reversed. That's coming from Amadi there on page 16 of the Daily Times. Also, student loan. NOA accuses tertiary institutions of short-changing students on page 10 of the Daily Times newspaper this morning. Military rescues 16 kidnapped passengers in Plateau. All right, page 3 has detail of that story. I chose APC for my people. AMAC chairman breaks silence on defection on page 16. Still on page 2, we're not part of Atiku. Erufai Obi's collision. PDP governors speak here on the Daily Times newspaper. Let's move on to other newspaper. Okay, so on the Blueprint newspaper this morning, Niger Delta troops nab 28 suspects, foil re-establishment of bunkering sites. Page 7 of Blueprint newspaper has detail of that story. Federal government declares national emergency on food security. You can find that out on page 7 as well of the day of the Blueprint newspaper. New UBA POS Money app offer instant payment networking monitoring on page 19. You can find detail of that story there. In sports, immortalized chairman Chukwu Ikpea tells NFF. Okay, immortalized chairman Chukwu Ikpea tells NFF. Don't forget that Christian Chukwu, former Super Eagles coach, and the 1980 set that won the Nations Cup for Nigeria, he's no more with us. And of course, the NFF has been advised to immortalize the chairman himself. Okay, so PDP governors rock Atiku's 2027 ambition, oppose coalition, reject IAU, name deputy national secretary as scribe. Okay, fix neck for May 27. Also, ex-VP balance children, trade words over parents' ambition. Ex-VP balance children, trade words over parents' ambition. Okay, so building $1 trillion economy requires planning, clear policy direction. That's coming from the CBN. Also, gunmen kill 47 in Plateau. The Plateau fresh attacks. PLSG urges caution. Clerics kick over arrest of youth linked to ISWAP. Also, 8 applicants lose Kwara Tescom jobs for failing drug test on page 13. And Access Bank requires National Bank of Kenya on page 18. Women group protests in support of Rivers emergency rule on page 6 of the blueprint. Institutions conniving with banks to shortchange Nelfant beneficiaries. That's coming from the NOA, the National Orientation Agency, on page 6. Also, we could see here the story. Another story here says, okay, we could see, let me see some of the stories that we've got here. All right, troops nab 28 suspects foil re-establishment of bunkering site on page 7 of the blueprint. Moving on to the Nation newspaper this morning, NBA said 300 million collected from Rivers unconditional gift. That you can find the story on page 4 of the Nation newspaper. Ibas demands repay of Confab hosting cash. Also, a Vatten judgment misinterpretation on page 13. Page 15, I beg your pardon, of the Nation newspaper. How to attain $1 trillion economy by central bank on page 7. Also, NLC Apapa flex muscles over Labour Party. NLC Apapa flex muscles over Labour Party. Gencos real under $4 trillion debt. Power generation 13 shut down. You can see that story there. Check it out on page 29. Also, Tinubu supported my bid for speaker despite not knowing me, says Tajuddin. That's on page 3. That's the Speaker House of Representatives. You can see that story there. Also, on the front page of the Nation newspaper, 2027 PDP governors disown Atiku on collision merger. Ayaude Okoye rejected secretary. Forum foes NBC. Okay, Forum fixes NBC NSC for May 27 convention for August. Let me take that story again. Forum fixes NEC meeting for May 27 convention for August. That's coming from the PDP. Also, Tinubu asks Plateau to confront ethno-religious crisis behind killings. That's on page 4. You find full story there. 51 killed in another attacks on communities. And lastly, this morning on the Nation, Olawepo Hashim cautions against ethnic politics. Olawepo, okay, I think so. Olawepo Hashim cautions against ethnic policies. Page 27 has detail of that story, and JAMB warns against illegal admission on page 3. Alright, so well, on the Punch newspaper this morning, Argon calls out AGF on local government autonomy. Stalemate. Talking there on page 7, Argon calls out AGF and local government autonomy. Stalemate there. Also, presidency slams El-Rufai over plot to woo Buhari in over 2027. That's it on page 8. You find that story on page 3. Yes, page 3 has detail of that story. Also, federal government scrambles to avert Genco's shutdown over 4 trillion naira debt. Tinubu orders offensive as fresh Plateau attack leaves 51 dead on page 12. Here 2027 article block defies PDP governors over collision talks on page 2. Ex-VP insists on 2027 pan-Nigerian project as PDP governors distance party from collision talks. Also, Nigeria's external debt servicing may hit $5.2 billion according to Fitch. That's coming from the Fitch there. Page 23, read full detail of that story. Family feud. Peter alleges Jude diverted 1.3 billion naira P-square earnings on pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Buhari's ex-minister cautions Makinde on successor plot on page 3. Yes, on the Vanguard, on the Guardian newspaper this morning, on the front page, Genco's threatens shut down over 4 trillion naira debt has banned a customers protest. That's on page 6. We could also see PDP governors demand a review of security strategies as Plateau death toll climbs to 52 on page 6. Obi donates 7.5 million naira to Plateau IDPs as Benue blocks visit on page 30. AFCFTA, Nigeria waives duties on 90% of goods traded in Africa. That's on page 3. Also, NBA, Rivers, trade wars over conference, 300 million naira refund on page 29. JAMB warns new, upgraded institutions against illegal admissions. That's on page 30 of the Guardian newspaper. Nigeria loses $2 billion yearly to medical tourism, says Ali Pate. That's it on page 7. Work or be privatized. Board chairman warns NIPOST on page 5. Is NIPOST still existing? Okay, so PDP governors shun collision to oust Tinubu. That's it on page 3. And Global Right is equally urge federal government to rescue Chibok girls and terrorism. Lastly, this morning on the Daily Trust newspaper, 4 trillion naira debt, a blackout looms as Genco's threatened shutdown. Rivers emergency rule cut all the service on Tinubu Ibas Fubara. Also, gunmen abduct worshippers on Lokoja Mountain. That's on page 17. And the bloodletting continues in Plateau. 49 killed in fresh attack. This is unfortunate, but PDP governors meet to reject collision. Proposed NEC for May 27, convention August 28. And of course, how rejection could affect Atiku. That's coming from Professor Kari there. That's the much you'll be able to take on our several dailies this morning. Analysis comes up shortly. Please stay with us. right, so let's quickly do some analysis this morning to some of the stories making headlines. Joining me on the program this morning is Barrister Folusho Olakpo. Good morning to you. Welcome to Press Drive.
Yes, good morning this morning, Samson. How are you today?
I'm doing fine.
Yeah, I can see you successfully planned coup against my sweetheart, eh?
There was no coup anywhere.
Yeah, good morning, Nigerians. Yes, I'm with Samson. Yeah, it's not Monday, it's Tuesday. It is where, they have to, just do that.
Yes.
So we want you to just sit back. Let's enjoy the drive as we take you all around this nation this morning. And I usually, advise, please don't be too in haste to be in haste. Sometimes don't fight. People today can hardly eat, and if you fight, something else can happen. Please take care of yourself and take care of your neighbor. Good morning this morning.
Okay, so take care of yourself. Don't fight. Show that you maintain peace with all men. All right, so let's quickly take the story. Tinubu orders offensive as fresh plateau attack leaves 51 dead. The story reads, President Bola Tinubu has strongly condemned the violence in Plateau State, urging state leadership to find lasting solution to persistent communal conflict. This comes after at least 51 people were again killed by gunmen, with scores injured in the areas of yesterday in the ZK and Kakpa communities in Basa local government area of the north central state. 2 weeks after deadly clashes in another part of the state left several people dead. Last week, the National Emergency Agency said gunmen had killed at least 52 people and displaced nearly 2,000 others over several days of attacks in Plateau, which has had a history of violence between farmers and cattle herders. On Monday, a resident says 51 bodies had been recovered in the ZK and Kimapa villages in Plateau, Basa district, while several more were reportedly injured. The cause of the attack was not immediately known. We cannot allow this devastation and the tit-for-tat attacks to continue. That's in quote. Enough is enough. The president have spoken. Tinubu said in a statement signed yesterday by Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Nonuga. The statement is titled, President Tinubu condemns latest attack in Plateau. Charges Governor Mutfwang to resolve underlying communal issues. Tinubu expressed profound sorrow over the bloodshed and extended its condolences to Governor Caleb Mutfwang, the state government, and the people of Plateau. This president urged that the ongoing violence between communities in Plateau State, rooted in misunderstandings between different ethnic and religious groups, must cease. That is a charge coming from the president. Haven't we heard enough of this? The president condemns attack and all of that. Now he's charging the state governor to take charge of it. How do you think he can take charge
when he's not the security officer of the state?
Supposedly so.
Yeah, he was. The constitution said he is, but the constitution also denied him that power. Because none of the security agencies is telling the governor of Lagos State, yes, in his first time, at around the Bagada area when they were having issues, and the governor went there, and this SP superintendent of police told him that I don't take order from you. I'll have to wait for an order from the IGP in Abuja, and he's saying that to the face of a sitting governor, to the face of a person the constitution says is the chief security officer of his state. Then what can that chief security officer say if he cannot command a mere, I'm not saying they are little, but at least the difference is clear. A whole is the
number one
citizen of that state telling just a police officer, a superintendent of police, not even the commissioner of police, and that one is saying I don't take order from you. You can see the insult that constitutional provision has brought upon governors in the states. Apart from that, governors themselves to have to sit up. This death every day, every night, every attack, and every the place. What happens? What happens to them? Because the last time I checked, the traditional rulers are under them. The traditional rulers are even under the chairman of a local government. So why can't you create a panel of traditional rulers all over the state? Yeah. And instruct them. Any one of you that I hear this thing in their domain, I am going to. They know how to remove them at any time. So I think with some little, threats to it, the traditional rulers will sit up. At least they collect salaries every month, even from the state. So why are they collecting salaries if they cannot maintain peace in their domain?
52 people were killed.
Yes, again.
2,000 displaced.
Yeah, and the last time
in a state,
in the same state in is it Bogo that happened? I think last week.
I think it's Bacos or so.
Bacos, yes. So last week, about 50 something too. So we sometimes we look at
counting scores of
deaths, people that are just sleeping in their houses doing nothing. Today you can sit in your home and kill any. In fact, something may come even into the house and kill the person. Unfortunately, I think again another thing is that we need a conference, maybe a security conference throughout the nation to at least talk about this thing. You said something in your intro. You said condemn today, condemn tomorrow. You remember the last administration too. It is Mr. President send his condolences. Mr. President condemn. Mr. President give order to like this one is giving the order now that they should invade everywhere, find the solutions to it, and all these orders will not work. You have to put something in place before you can give order. So who are you giving orders to?
In some part of the north, the so-called Boko Haram, ISWAP, and other, those criminal agents. I mean, they have taken some communities as their own.
Yeah, in fact, the Borno State governor said that even some of the local governments, the federal government has taken before, that the Boko Haram are now in control. You can see, and that is why we need something urgent. A declaration of a state of emergency, for instance.
For such states should be declared.
Even it's not even for such state, on security. So that at least some rights could be taken up and you'll be able to do whatever you want to do. We've been saying on this platform severally that most of these things happening in the north is politically motivated. And for instance, the Plateau one, Mr. President says ethnical and religious. So if that is the case, it seems the problems are multifaceted. To that extent, I think everyone should be involved. Everyone should come to a round table and let's talk about the welfare and security of this country. As things are going, if care is not taken, Plateau State was one of the best peaceful states in this country before. In fact, it's the Dubai of Nigeria. The weather, the everything, the climate, the tourism was.
They are sitting right above sea level.
Yes, so and the climate can change at any time. You might have sun this minute, the next minute it is raining, the next minute is cold, the next minute is hot. So something like that. The tourists like such environment, and they come in droves. Today, since almost 10 years or thereabout now, this can no longer happen, and we are crying that we do not have money in this country. And this is one of the ways the country can make money. But what are we doing? We are on our own. Scotland, even the development of those states, and government seems to me it appears they don't know what to do again. And that is why this order is coming. Something happened last week, you gave the order. The same thing happened this week again. You are giving the same order. Next week another will happen, the same order.
Okay. All right, let's look at other story, because even the president, I'm not sure he's in the country.
Of course, he's enjoying in France.
He said, well, he's working away from home. Yes, he's working wherever he is.
Okay, thank God for working away from home.
Because a spokesperson has actually said,
working.
Bayo is always there to, to represent him.
Thank God.
All right, so 2027, why our party won't join any coalition merger. That's coming from the PDP governors. Recall they were in Oyo State, Ibadan to be precise, Oyo State capital, sometimes over the weekend. The People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, PDP-GF, yesterday dismissed the possible merger with other political parties to unseat the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the 2027 general elections, saying PDP will not join any coalition or group. Also, the chairman of the forum, Governor Bala Muhammad of Bauchi State, said this after the end of a 2-day meeting held in Ibadan. Present at the meeting were Governors Bala Muhammad Bauchi, Peter Mba, Enugu, Agbu Kefas, Taraba, Dauda Lawaz, and Farashe, Makinde Oyo, Caleb Mutwanga Plateau, and of course Umaru Fintiri, Adamawa, Ademola Deleke Oshun, and Duye Diri of Bayelsa State. Governor Sharif, Borovori Delta, and Umo Eno, Akwa Ibom were represented by their deputies. In a 7-paragraph communique issued at the end of the critical meeting, Governor Muhammad, who reiterated that the forum was aware of speculations about merging with other parties to contest the election, said, in quote, he said, noting the nationwide speculations about the possible merger of parties, groups, and or associations, the forum resolved that the party will not join any coalition or merger. But he quickly added that any political party willing to join the party, the PDP, is welcome. Well, let's go for this quick timeout. We'll be back, and when we're back, we'll dissect that particular story.
Allow me introduce to you Mama Gold Semolina and Supreme Semolina. Yes! Are you looking for the best pasta and semolina brands for your family? Look no further. The gold standard of pasta and semolina, made from the finest ingredients, is here. A semolina is perfect for making delicious meals. And for spaghetti and macaroni lovers, we have Mama Pride spaghetti and macaroni, Crown Premium spaghetti, and macaroni, rich in fiber, vitamins, and made from the best nutritional ingredients. Our pasta is perfect for you. Choose the best for your family. Choose Mama Gold Semolina, Supreme Semolina, Mama Pride Spaghetti, Mama Pride Macaroni, Crown Premium Spaghetti, and Crown Premium Macaroni. And the best parts, Crown Pasta and Semolina is available at a store near you at affordable prices. Be a king and queen in your home. Always with Crown Flours.
Unlock your child's reading potential. Introducing Bookworm Empowerment Children Literacy Center. We nurture a love for reading and learning in children for lifelong education with technology assisted in teaching learning to read and reading to learn. Expert instructors with a passion for teaching reading. Personalized reading learning plans tailored to your children's needs. Fun, interactive, and engaging learning environment. Small class sizes ensure individual attention. Regular progress updates and parent-teachers conferences. Our program consists cognitive and technical reading skills, phonics, phomic awareness, fluent reading, decoding, vocabulary, comprehension. Enroll your child at this very excellent period. Contact us to register your child right now on 0802 351 9154. Address GAF Building by Kettle Petrol Station, Orogun, off University of Ibadan, Second Gate. Empower your child with the gift of literacy.
All right, so welcome back from that commercial. Yes, We're still discussing about this particular. We're trying to dissect this story about the governors insisting that there's no merger anywhere. Collision is not welcome. But then if you want to join the PDP, you're welcome to be a part of it. The governors have spoken. But then in response to that, we saw a swift response from the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar said, well, that is not his own stand. That collision is welcome. What do you think?
Well, first, I think PDP has not really learned from what happens in 2023.
They said they're a formidable party. They don't need collision to defeat the APC in 2027.
Yeah, there is no crime in someone deceiving himself. There is none.
So you don't believe that they can stand on their own and win that election with a clean sweep?
There's no other party as at now that can stand on its own and win this administration.
Why do you think so?
Because they are fighting. Infighting everywhere. Even some of these governors that are giving this thing yesterday, some of them some of their legs are outside already. They know what they are doing. I think they want to wreck PDP. PDP was a behemoth political party, a very structured political party, but inordinate ambitions of some of them are killing it. And unless and except they tame it, PDP will become nothing. And it is the name that they are thinking that we still have the name. Of course they have the name, but do they have the people? To show that they don't have the people, let's take how many votes that Mr. Tinubu has in the last election. I think 8 million plus. Atiku had about 7 or 6 point something. Obi had 6 point something too. Kwakwanso had about 4 point something. The 3 of them were PDP members. I said were. Assuming the 3 of them come together as a unit, they will beat APC hands down. They may get about 15 million votes.
But the question is, who takes the lead?
That is it. That is the inordinate ambitions that I'm talking about, and the fact that they are deceiving themselves. Fortunately, it is no law. There is no law in Nigeria criminalizing self-deceit. You can deceive yourself to wherever you like.
I don't think there's any law like that all over the world.
So, if there is none, then to that extent, they are free to continue to deceive themselves. I think if they actually wanted to take power, which they dream about all the time, from APC, then there have to be mergers. They have to merge with some other political parties to form a bigger unit. And I am not seeing that coming. Fortunately, I think I discussed this too on a platform yesterday, and it was as if I was reading a crystal ball. All these politicians' ambitions are the thing that is stopping them from achieving the best of the best. Together they should have stand, but they like to become unit by unit. If at least you may have heard, even to read it in the papers, that about 91 political associations are gearing up to register with INEC. 91. What do we need that for? Do you know how many of them were in the ballot for the presidential election in 2023? 18. We only knew about 3 or 4. And from that amount, you see, all these people, like I said, Kokonso was a PDP member. Peter Obi was PDP member. Assuming they have joined together, forces together, and form a unit with their presidential candidate. Even though the presidential candidate's inordinate ambition is one of the reasons that party is dying. Because it thinks, I don't want to take him as a unit, but to be sincere, if he continues like this, I'm not sure PDP will be able to even get a local government, maybe later.
Let me say it, if you may be blunt, do you think Atiku or do you see Atiku being a president of Nigeria?
I don't think so.
Okay, because there's nothing wrong with ambition.
Yes, there's nothing wrong, but
we saw Buhari.
Once
You know, Buhari contested 3 times before he later won.
And he has to, merge with some other people for that ambition to come in. And that is what I'm saying.
And that's what he's trying to do as well.
But of course, because he's not doing it at the right time. When a person is praying for you are praying for that God should bless you, and you are not doing anything, you just sat there and begin to dream that somebody from somewhere is going to bring money to you. God is not there's even the scripture said that there's time for everything. Time to sow, time to reap, time to be born, time to die. There's time for everything. There is this gentleman agreement among political parties, especially even the PDP in Nigeria, that the system will be not 8 years, south 8 years. And he wanted to just kill that. And that was why some of them have to leave that party in 2023. So, and if it's continuing, the South hasn't finished their 8-year term, two term. So if it's coming back again to become the presidential candidate of any political party, that political party will fail woefully, because the South will not support them. Of course, we are shouting our own is not doing well, But if we have other parties, fielding, especially another one behemoth party, feeding a Southerner, then you will see the Southerners voting, and even some of the Northerners voting for that person. They may not like the face of Tinubu with whatever he's doing, but immediately they see that it is the North that is coming again. Yeah, the Yorubas or the South will stay with their South thing. It's better we suffer from the hand of our brother than somebody else will come and kill us. That will be the thinking of people then. So Atiku himself is the one killing that party, like Bode George said yesterday. But I don't know if anybody could actually talk to him. It can be a Baba Saleh, Awan Fobaje, somebody that you can come to and
If
consult.
you call him that, then what would you call President Bola Tinubu, who later came and became president?
But he merged. He joined forces with other people. That's what we are talking about.
I want us to corroborate this this particular story. Anyone eyeing 2027 must be battle ready against Tinubu Wike. That is coming from Dele Momodu. He says, well, you must be battle ready.
Of course.
Is any other party battle ready?
That's what we are saying. None of them. PDP is fighting apart from the Wike.
SDP is building up. What do you think?
And if they could actually, at the end of the day, make it, if that building up ends somewhere that is great, if inordinate ambitions will not kill it. We've seen several associations, political parties wanting to join. You remember the Showore, the Mogalu, a whole lot of them coming together, even in 2015 and 2023. But what happened? Ambition. All of them want to become the president. We can only have one president at a time. And we can only have one presidential candidate for a party at a time. When about 3, 4, 5 political parties join together to want to form a coalition.
Do you call it ambition or greed? What do you call it?
Well, I do not want to.
Because ambition,
insult their ambitions could be inordinate, could be so excessive. You remember Macbeth? That is an inordinate ambition.
Okay.
So it's when you begin to do things excessively, like you do not even want to look at the rules anymore. You are just doing what you think you should do just because you wanted something. It might be greed, but I do not want to use that word to at least to respect them. But let me just say ambition. So
all right, let's look at this story before I open the phone lines. So phone lines buzzing already. Nigerian banks are ready for recapitalization, rising globally. CBN boss, the Central Bank of Nigeria, has affirmed the preparedness of the Nigerian banks for the ongoing recapitalization exercise. The director of the Banking Supervision Department, CBN, Dr. Olubukola Akinwumi, gave this assurance on Monday in Abuja at the ongoing 36th edition of Finance Correspondence and Business Editions Association of Nigeria seminar organized by the Central Bank of Nigeria. The theme, playing the global game, is banking the recapitalization towards a $1 trillion economy. We're looking at $1 trillion economy, but then is it is that sustainable?
Is it sustainable? We've not even reached there. If we've not even started, not to talk of it being sustained. There's no foundation for it. We just talk about it on paper, with words of mouth, and it's written somewhere. And maybe another administration.
We're almost hitting it.
Of course.
According to CBN, we are almost hitting $1 trillion.
We're almost hitting it.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's watch and see.
Okay.
All right. So studio lines officially open 0705 500 1033, 0705 500 1033, or 0905.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yes, this is Miriam. I'm calling from Odejai.
You're welcome, Miriam.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, my sweetheart, Tunde, how are you today?
Yes, sir. Well done, sir.
Miriam.
Yes, sir. See, something that we keep increasing on a daily basis. But it's a pity that the current administration has not yet found any tangible steps to tackle the money. My question for our dad in the house is this how we're going to continue till 2027? Thank you. Good morning.
All right.
Well, I'm a full million.
She has asked you a big question. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Tolu.
Tolu, you're
I'm calling
welcome.
from here.
You're welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning this morning, Tolu. How are you today?
I'm very well, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, let me start with this PDP wahala. Well, just like my daddy has posited this morning, I think I also share same sentiment that Atiku should not be given tickets of any political party, sincerely. Because aside the party constitutional whatever, there's this belief of northern tongue, the southern tongue. So it will be unjust for the people in the south not to complete their 8 years. I'm not saying it must be the president this time around, but at least all the candidates in these political parties must come from the south if they want to get it right. Sincerely. And that is why I support the move of the PDP governors. Yes, that they are not ready for any matter. Sincerely. Because it will be very difficult for a party with about 11 governors to say they want to merge with other parties. No, let them adopt the system they used in other states in the last in 2019. Yes, whereby all opposition parties come together and adopted Governor Shemakinde as their candidate. He said that is the only way out. Thank you. Good morning.
All right. Thank you so much for joining the program this morning. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Hello. Okay. You can call 0705 500 1033, 0705 500 1033. Hello. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Hello.
Hello. I can hear you.
Okay. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. Sorry. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Samson.
Good morning, Sulaiman Sharif.
Good morning, Barista.
Yes, Sheriff. Good morning this morning,
Thank
sir.
you.
You're welcome, sir.
Regarding the K2 crisis,
Mm.
I think it's very worrisome.
Mm-hmm.
Even from the report, nothing like communal clash. Just people are attacked by the terrorists.
Mm.
But the most important permanent solution is to bring the perpetrator to books. Justice for the dead person first, because if you are talking about permanent solution, we can't even, if we don't do the justice to it, that means we are just deceiving ourselves. And Mr. President has given marching order. He is the Grand Commander of Armed Forces of Nigeria, but he's not at home, away from France, and sending the condolence messages. But if women plateaus, if they are not national assets, maybe that is why the Mr. President don't declare state of emergency in that state.
right. Well, thank you so much for your contribution. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Samson.
Good morning, Pastor Ayodele. You're welcome, sir.
How was your night, sir?
It was good.
My barrister, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning this morning, Pastor. How are you, sir?
How was it? Fine, sir. How was your night, sir?
Very well, thank you, sir.
Sir, why are we chasing around the shadows and leave the substance unattended to? Look at the sporadic killings. Almost all the states of the federations are now invaded by terrorists, killing and maiming every day. And they are discussing 2027. Is it not human being that these people will govern? Why not even tackle the problem that is averaging on this problem of security? Number two, my barrister, I want to answer.
Yes, sir.
Why did the House refuse to pass the bill, to sanction the bill of state police? Why? This kind of sporadic killing is too much.
Yes, yes.
We should forget about 2027 now. Let's concentrate on the present and do something about security. Because anarchy is coming, I'm telling you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All right, good morning. Thank you. All right, so we just hope that something will be done expeditiously. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Sir.
It was good.
My barista.
Yeah, good morning this morning, sir.
How was your night, sir?
Very well, thank you, sir.
How is Mama? I'm Evangelist Olatewu from Bill Kwaraba. You see, these people, these politicians, are not serious at all. I'm not sorry to say this. Because people are being killed sporadically, as Baba Pastor has just said. And you are campaigning for 2027. Do you like our own self? Or you like yourself? Baba Barista.
Yes, sir.
Everyone can say yìí. Àwọn olóṣèlú yóò dá pàápàá. Ìdí wọn jẹ ni wọ́n ń wà. Ẹ bá jà sí bòfú kankan wọn máa jẹ́ ká pa democracy tì. Ẹni tí fọ́tò ọmọ bọ̀. Sorry to say o. Thank you.
Okay, what did he say should come? And nothing is going to happen. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Samson.
Good morning to you, ma.
Who's calling from Malacca?
You're welcome.
Good morning, my daddy.
Yes, Sister Ruth, good morning this morning.
Yes, sir. Now, as regards the recurring attacks in place to 6, it's really a sad one. But I believe the issues of insecurity really need urgent attention from our federal government. So I will just told them, you should please grant our major request on state police. But I believe if there is state police, it will really curb all these menace. They should please do the needful. Now, we want to say, I want to my Lord in 2027. Say, if they kill us finish, who is going to vote for them? They should please do the needful now. What we have also. Good morning, sir.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so 0705 500 1033 or 0905 444 1033. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Morning to you, sir.
I am Sylvia Daily.
You're welcome.
Yeah. We got the killing error here. It's too bad. It's too bad. I know that they had all kind of emergency there. So our job. It's no land. There. Why do we have a chief called Valera here? Why are they made as a visitor leader? Make sure them as a pastor said. Regarding the article, to me, that is so comment to me. I deserve it to myself. That article that the certain mark of problem. It will be on those people. So we need to come out. Number one, during the issue of I'll tell you happen to be in the other local country. He said to be in the local country. Even all existing parties allow that there was mutation. You know, his own ambition can kill him. You don't see that of the problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's take this call and then I go to Facebook. Hello, good morning. Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good
morning, Baba.
Morning, sir.
Kindly turn down the volume of your radio, sir.
Yes, sir. Is there anything that will happen in Nigeria or in the whole world that God does not know about it? God will take the hand of these people.
Baba, you have not turned down the volume of your radio. I can still hear myself. Yes. Quickly, sir. All right, go ahead, quickly. Okay, so I just had to let Baba go. I'm sorry about that. Well, on Facebook this morning, if you check on Facebook, Miriam Yetunde says, good morning. PDP governors gathering is a welcome development aimed at uniting the party and potentially paving the way for progress. I urge them to carefully consider all necessary steps to achieve their goals and rescue Nigerians from the APC's perceived maladministration. Stability and progress are essential for Nigeria's growth, and Nigerians eagerly await tangible results. Also, thank you so much. Olakunle Akom, who says, good morning, great team. I-FLIER is the best, thank you. Says security of life and property is paramount, and federal government and state government should take drastic action. Tolu Alashe Ditola says, on the issue of insecurity, it is high time the federal government, you meant to say, it's ensured community police at the local level and allow the justice to reign and allow justice to reign in the country, because a country without justice will always lead to social unrest, economic instability and insurgency. Omwadi Adekunle says, it is very obvious that the APC federal government is driving the nation backwards with their policies that are impoverishing the country, and Nigerians would never forgive the PDP if they failed to collect their mandate back from the APC in the next presidential election. Okay, well, that's your thoughts. Okay, well, Kola Wale Adaramola says, but I thought they said Tinubu has subdued insecurity in the country. This killing is too much every day, weekly and monthly. What's all these devilish acts playing politics with innocent lives? Yet the government is pretending to be doing something when the situation is getting worse. It is very unfortunate. I know one day something will happen. Something good, maybe you wanted to say. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can squeeze in this last call. Quickly.
Hello.
45 seconds. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Kile Balabi from Lagos Shabodo. I just want to comment on the 4 trillion indebtedness to Genco by federal government. I want them to pay this money up as quickly as possible, because Genco need to pay their staff, they need to buy diesel, they need to maintain their facility. This 4 million is too much. Lastly, on the issue of some financial institutions, some bank, some tertiary institutions that are charging students on loan. This is corruption. This thing should be stopped. Those farm corporations should be punished. They are taking this staff. They took advantage of lapses in government law to expel students. Have a nice working day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that brevity. This is the much you'll be able to take on the show this morning. I must appreciate Barrister for